A lot's happened since yesterday!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting edition of A Lot's Happened Since Yesterday. We get the metal horns from the start. My name is Ralph Busso.
My name is Cody Walker. We missed you, people. Glad to be back. It's feeling good. Our guest today is from the industrial metal band Zeistencroix. They got a new single. They got a new EP. You're going to love this. It caught my ears immediately when I heard them, and I was like, shit, I got to talk to these guys. And even after us having issues with scheduling and crap going down, it was happening. I was making sure of it. Odie from Zeistencroix, brother, how are you doing?
Thank you for having me. How's it going, man?
It's going absolutely excellent. Let's get into Zeistencroix.
Zeistencroix, what's up, brother?
How's it going, man?
Well, when did you get the concept for this?
I mean, it started, I would say like around 2014. And then I wanted to do something new, and I wanted to have, music out and start a new project and a new band. And that's how it came about. I started to look for, not only for people, but for concepts. And then I came across with this idea of having different languages and words just to make one specific name for the band. And that's how it came about.
Right on. So you live in LA, right?
Yes, correct.
And what's your origin? Where'd you come from? Because I can pick up a little bit of an accent.
Oh, yeah, for sure. No, I'm originally from Caracas, Venezuela.
Venezuela,
Okay,
very
okay.
cool. Right on.
How did you settle on Zeistencroix?
Oh, because I mean, it was like a nice sounding, strong sounding name, and I was sure that even when you have a Z and an X on a word, you're never gonna have something like that.
That's true.
I mean, anywhere else.
Yeah, it almost has like a militant sound. Like it's a very commanding word.
Kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Because the minute I heard it, I was like, "What does that mean?" It immediately catches your imagination,
Yeah, I thought initially I thought it had like a German type feel to it, but I could be wrong about that. But I know that you mentioned to me that it's a made-up word that you made up yourself, right?
Yes.
So that's pretty cool. That's creative when you make up your own word, and that's the name of your band.
I like it.
I mean, it doesn't get too much better than that. That's very cool. I just got to mention, these guys are cool, man. Post-industrial metal, whatever you want to call them. They remind me a lot of Ministry, Depeche Mode, Rob Zombie, Stabbing Westward, Marilyn Manson, to name a few. They got an old school flavor and a new school flavor. Here's a little taste. I like the lyrics, man.
I like the lyrics a lot. I like
the lyrics a lot. It also reminds, I mentioned Depeche Mode, Rob Zombie, Ministry, Stabbing Westward, Marilyn Manson, but I also feel a little bit of typo negative in there. But like I said, you guys have your own unique sound. So very cool, man. Who's your biggest influence?
I mean, there's too many. because I mean, like you said, all of those guys, those are all our influences. I mean, and especially mine. I mean, we listen to all of them. We listen to Tool. We listen to like classic heavy metal. You know, Megadeth, Iron Maiden, Ozzy. You know, Pantera. And I listen to a lot of God music. I listen to, I don't know, probably System of Mercy, a little bit of Bauhaus, and you know, and
Sisters
bands
of
like
Mercy,
that.
yeah, I could see that. I
Yeah.
said Ministry, but Sisters of Mercy, I can hear that as well. Yeah. Wow, man. Well, that's cool, man. I see. I'm old school, so I like all that shit like a lot.
Hell
So
yeah.
I dug it when I saw the videos and I heard the music. I was like, okay, yeah, these guys are cool, man. They're right up my alley. When did you first start working on making a band and putting bands together? Were you
Well,
really young or were
yeah.
you older?
No, actually, it was really young. I started, I would say, like around 14, 15 years old. Started on bands and started doing my own thing and, you know, singing and playing guitar. But I mean, I've been in music forever. I've been in music since I was 6. So yeah, but bands actually since I would say 15 years old.
Wow. So you seem like the kind of guy to me that is like a leader, like that sets things up and makes things go, you know. And so I'm wondering, what has been your path so far as that goes? Are you the kind of guy that puts bands together or just does music projects and uses different people from different areas and just makes it work somehow?
No, actually, what I like to be is part of a band. I mean, I understand that some people, they like to have like projects and stuff, but I would rather be, you know, I could be the guy in the front, but at the same time, I'd rather have the camaraderie and, you know, the friendship that you get in the band, because that's when I think that you make not only the best music, but the best, you know, the best, I would say, performance overall. Because I mean, you get the connections, you get the chemistry, and that's something that you cannot do if you're gonna do projects. If you do projects, you're just getting musicians, just putting pieces here and there. But when you get a band, it's actually, you know, it's a family, and that's where I feel comfortable.
Nice.
Very cool.
When you started putting, who was the start of Zeistencroix? Did you start this band?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did.
When you started it, did it come with the concept that you guys are pushing right now, or was it just let's go with it and see what becomes of it? Or did you have some parameters you wanted to fit into?
No, I mean half and half, because I've always had a determined style. So I kind of knew what I wanted to do, but at the same time I wanted to let it go and just to see where it take me, or what we could do together once we had the band together.
Right.
So it was half and half. But I mean, the concept came from the beginning. I mean, the name, you know, at least the images that we wanted to have, you know, the artistic representation that we wanted to project. Yeah, that came since the beginning. Yeah.
So it was your concept though, right? You started it. Okay. So how does that work chemistry wise with the members? Do you guys all see on the same path? You know, are you all eye to eye? Are you like, you know, agree?
Yeah, like I said, yeah, no,
with the
like I
sound?
said,
Yeah.
it is a family. And then when we started working together, I started working with Santiago first. With Santi and I, he's a great artist and he's a great guy. So we actually, ever since we started working together, we clicked and everything worked. So it was awesome from the beginning. And he always brings something to the table that I can even fathom or imagine that he would bring, and it's really awesome and it works perfectly. Then the same with Akko, he's the same. I've been with him for, I don't know, I'll say more than 10 years. I mean, working with him and playing in bands with him and, you know, involved in projects. So it's something, like I said, is all about the family. So whenever we get together, every single one of us brings something new to the table, and that's how it happens. I can bring probably the skeleton of a song or the main idea of a song, But then when we get together, we put, you know, all the foundations and everything that comes with it just to make it real, to make it happen.
Right. I've noticed like in some of the songs you guys have that, you know, that post-production, you know, those synth layers and that sort of stuff. Do you guys write that first? Like, do you guys have an idea of how you want that production to sound and then you fit your riffs into that? Or do you make the post-production fit into what the song you wrote?
Depending on the song. Because I mean, with Ice Queen, it was more like a guitar-driven thing, right? I mean, it was more like a pop rock song, and then it started with the guitar, and then a little bit of vocals, and then we built from there, and then we put everything else after.
Right.
But I mean, with several songs, even with Control, it was the first thing was the synths and the rhythm. So we had that first, and then, but like I said, it all depends on the song. But I always try to have room or like in space in the song where I know that I'm gonna bring some synths and I'm gonna bring some sequences or arpeggios or something that is gonna, you know, probably give the not the personality, but you know, like a different vibe or a different, you know, perspective to the song.
Right.
So it's always there. I have it always in mind that I'm gonna do that. I mean, it might be the case that I'm not gonna do in you know, determined song for whatever reason that I'm not gonna do as much, but there's always gonna be something there so it can, you know, fit the style.
Right.
What is it?
We want to do.
What is it that drives you as far as lyrics? Because I like your lyrics. That's,
thank you.
know, I'm a lyric guy, dude, you know? So what is it that drives you as far as lyrics? Is it like experiences in life that you've had, or is it something else? Maybe you're trying to make a statement or something like that. What is it exactly, bro?
It depends. I mean, most of the lyrics, they come from either experiences, not necessarily mine, but, you know, friends or people that I know or stuff that I read. And then I try to translate what I kind of see that the feelings or the person or the medium is giving you, and then translate it to a new, probably, I'm not gonna say a song, but like a new medium, just to express what I saw or what I thought that it was a feeling that I felt identified or that I wanted to talk about. Sometimes it could be political, sometimes it could be, you know, social, sometimes it could be only, I don't know, an idea. And then from that idea, I just developed probably it's not only a tale, but, you know, story, like storyline where I can, you know, express that storyline. And then most of the time when I'm writing, I come across with stuff that I didn't even think that I was gonna write. I mean, it just flows and it just goes. But it's always, I mean, depending on what's going on. If there's like a circumstance that I'm involved with a person or with somebody or with a news, let's say, so to speak, or you know, or something that you see on the street or something that you see from, you know, a place or a state or a country that you visit, that you see that something that's going on, then you want to talk about it. At least that's how I feel. And then I put it on the lyrics.
Right on.
Do you prefer to write lyrics first or the music first?
Usually music first, but I mean, it had happened that sometimes the lyrics come first.
Right.
Very cool, brother. Very cool. So what you guys are on Pavement Entertainment, right? And you guys are releasing this new effort through them, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay. So how did you get connected with them? I'm just curious.
I mean, we were looking for a label here in the United States, because I mean, we were in a European label before, and you know, COVID happened and everything happened, and you know, nobody knew what was going to happen, if we were going to be able to travel or to go anywhere or even leave the country for whatever reason. So the meeting was like, we needed something just to be local, just to be in the United States, so we can, you know, operate and do everything that we wanted to do, either touring or putting out music, but it was, you know, right here at home. So we came across with Pavement and everything worked out perfect, because we were in the middle of having the EP, because we were kind of writing at that time, and we were in the middle of a process. And then at the same time, we were looking for somebody that can, for a label that can help us just to put it out. And then it worked out, and it was perfect.
Yeah. So let me ask you real quick, what do you think about that whole thing? Because there's a lot of artists and bands out there that think you have to go DIY, do it yourself, versus getting on a label. A lot of bands that I talk to, I don't know exactly where they're coming from, what their viewpoint on it is, but a lot of them are against being on the label. What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, we've done everything. We've done the DIY and we've done labels. And for us, at least from my point of view, it always works best with a label. Because, I mean, even though you can have connections or you can have, resources, and you can think that you have that reach, unfortunately, you have to be a musician in order to put the stuff that you put. You have to kind of like understand that your role in this, I don't know, I'll put it however you want to put it, machine or industry or whatever. Your role is just to make music and perform music. You want to be a business person, that's fine, but you're not going to be as good as a person as dedicated to be a businessman or a business person.
That's a very good point.
You're absolutely right.
Because you're not going to be always able to, to be so whole in your persona that you can do everything. You can try, but at the same, you're not going to be the best at it. So in one spot or another, you're going to start failing, and you're not going to be, as good as you can be.
Yeah,
so that's
what's your thoughts about social media and the role that it plays in musicians and bands?
It's a tool. It's like everything. It's a tool. It's just that sometimes, depending on the musician, depending on the person, you use the tool right or you use it wrong. But at the end, what you need to do is you need to use all the tools that you have the best that you can and on the best of your abilities. I mean, we try to do as much social media as we can. It might work, it might not work, but I mean, at the same time, all you're doing, or at least from my perspective, is you're trying to communicate your art, your music. So it doesn't matter what tool you use. It doesn't matter if you do it old school and you go back to, the venues and you go back to, the street teams and all that, as long as you're able to communicate. You can use social media too, and then if it works for you, that's great. But again, it's just one of the tools that we have. It's not gonna be, the be all end all. And that's something that people don't understand, because people only focus on social media. You have to be always social media. You have to be always doing this and that. And then it's not just the case. You gotta understand what works best for you, because every single band, every single musician is individual, and not everything is gonna work for everyone. So you gotta know and you gotta understand what's your forte, and just try to explode it.
Yeah, dude, you're so right, because what works for one band won't work for another. Like, people think there's a set of rules, and to some extent in the business, there always are certain rules that you need to kind of keep in. But at the end of the day, unless you find a team that's willing to push, you can only do so much yourself. DIY isn't even DIY. They think, oh, you do it yourself. Really? You still got to book the venues. You still got to find the people who, if somebody's always there to help you, so build your team.
That's the way to do it. I mean, and then you always have to have help, because if you don't have help, it's never going to work.
Right.
Even if you think it's gonna, because you have several members that, that you can distribute for some tasks, right? You're going to book the shows, you're going to take care of a business, and you're going to take it. And it works to a certain degree. But in the end, the main thing that you need to do is music.
Yeah.
And people forget about that. And they see it because they all want to be a label, and they always want to say, oh yeah, because we need to see the business side of the things, which is, I mean, don't get me wrong, because what I'm going to say is going to be fun. I think it's bullshit. I think it's bullshit because for us, you're a musician. You're not a businessman. You're not a person that is just selling trade or whatever. You're not doing trading in a port. You're doing something more deep, more, intense. So you got to focus on your craft.
Yeah.
If you forget your craft, then you have what we have just now. What we have now is just a bunch of people that they all think that they can, do everything and forget about what's important, which is the music. And they all believe they're businessmen and they're, succeeding in something. And then you don't have real content on the music. So you don't have real songs where you can actually feel, connected, and then you feel a bond. That's why you don't have the same kind of hits that you used to have in the 80s, in the 70s, in the 60s, in the 90s, because people are not writing music. People are just trying to be business persons. And that's where I believe that they're wrong. Because I mean, in my case, you can be a little bit of business savvy. You gotta cover your back.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you cannot forget that you're an artist and you gotta write. The main focus, 90% of your time, 90% of your craft, it's writing and performing.
Yeah,
if you're not able to do it, it doesn't work.
Yep. I think a lot of people
to the mother.
I think a lot of artists look at, like, I mean, you have them all in whatever genre you're into, but you look at somebody like Nicki Sixx, or if you're into rap, you look at somebody like Jay-Z, and he owns his label, and they're these monumental beings in the business. That's respectable. But like Odie said, they did nothing but create in the first part of their career. They were known as the workhorses. They were known as in there doing the studio work and writing the songs and bringing the show and bringing the performances night after fucking night. And then they tacked on the businessman aspects and the record label stuff, as they built. But without the creation, what are you doing?
Exactly.
At that point, you're a promoter,
Exactly. You're a business person. That's what I'm saying. And
right.
And if you see Nicki Sixx and you see even Gene Simmons and all these big guys, the main chunk of their lives, they were making music. They were creating great songs. They were connecting with people. They were doing great shows, and they were doing all kinds of stuff that were related just to music. It wasn't, they didn't have, like a clothing line or anything like that before. They had just the band. They had just their instrument and the paper, and they were just writing.
You're absolutely right. But you mentioned Gene Simmons, and so now I got to bring this up. I don't want to go down too far of a rabbit hole on this, but at the same time, Gene Simmons is big time into the business aspect of it. He gets
definitely,
and he's many times been outspoken about how he doesn't see how the future of new bands is going to work out because of people not buying music as much as they used to. They stream it more now, and the streaming platforms don't pay that much. They pay very little to musicians. So what are your thoughts on that real quick?
I mean, of course, and that's actually the truth. But I mean, if you see it, you're never going to win that battle. I mean, it's just, there's too many interests. There's already an infrastructure designed just to make money out of the musicians. So that's a battle. You can have the battle. I actually encourage people just to have that battle. But in the end, you're forgetting, like I said, the most important thing, that what you do, you're not a social activist unless you want to be, and you're not a lawyer or a warrior or industry people. You're a musician. Mm-hmm. So you should focus on music. I mean, you can do all this, but if you see, like we're talking about, Nick Sixx and Gene Simmons and all these guys, they became businessmen after.
Right.
It wasn't before. It wasn't in the beginning of their careers. It wasn't when they were writing the hits. When they were writing the hits, they were writing the hits. They weren't doing business.
Right.
They were just focusing on that. And then after that, they became successful. Of course, you have to take care of your business because that's the right thing to do. But then you sacrifice. And I mean, in some ways, the music aspect. So you gotta now navigate through both. So you gotta be a businessman, and you gotta take care of your business. You gotta make sure that everything's working how it should, and you're not losing money. And then on the other side, you gotta maintain, the big brand afloat, which is the music. So you still have to go night after night and perform, do extensive and big tours, and all that. But that comes after. The problem is that people are just trying to jump and just try to bypass all the process. And that's exactly my point.
Yeah.
And with the streaming services, I mean, that's just like I said before, it's a tool. And it's something that nobody can control so far. It's just in the hands of the business side or the music industry at this point. So yeah, we can be vocal about it. We can, express our thoughts, which I think that's what we all should do. But at the same time, I don't have any hopes of making it any better, because like I said, it's kind of like a lost battle in terms of everything that's already set. All you need to do is just be creative and find alternative ways just to be around that system,
Yeah.
That's that's a very good insight, my brother. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here on A Lot's Happened Since Yesterday. Odie from the band Zeistencroix, he gave some real good insights.
Hell yeah, dude.
Feel that more people need to know about that kind of stuff. Listen, one hand washes the other. It's tit for tat. You know what I'm saying? If we give you passion, give us the ability to continue giving you that passion. And that's all that musicians ask for. We understand the world is hard.
Yeah.
We understand that people are having a struggle. That we all have that struggle. But the music industry, the music that these bands, like my man right here, is in, they bring us a certain amount of release, and I just want to support them. I just went to a concert recently, and, I support the bands that I love. And that's all that I would ever ask from anybody. As much as you can. I understand times are hard. But anyways, let's talk about the future of your band, brother. What are you guys planning? Are you guys going to do some touring? Are you guys, what do you guys got set up?
That's actually the next step, is going on tour. We're still on a negotiation part of putting a tour in November. Hopefully we're going to open for some big bands, and it's going to work really well for us. And then we're still working on more tours, because that's what we want to do. We want to go on the road as much as we can.
I like you guys' image. The look is fantastic. I'm into the dark stuff, and you guys do it very well. So props to you, bro. If there is one band that you want to go on tour with, who would it be?
There's too many. There's too many. There's too many. I mean, to be honest. I mean, yeah, it's a tough question. I mean, on the top of my head, I would say 9 Inch Nails.
But
I would love to go.
That would be fucking sick.
I would love to go with Ministry. Ministry is like the mother of all.
Yeah.
So I would love to go with Ministry. Yeah.
You guys will be on the road soon, I'm sure. From Pavement Entertainment, ladies and gentlemen, check these guys out when you get a minute. What is it? Is it Zeistencroix.com?
Exactly. Zeistencroix.com.
Zeistencroix. Okay. I'm sorry for saying it wrong. But anyways, it's a good name, and it's a great band, and you got to check them out. Check out some of their videos on YouTube. Look them up. We'll have links below. Thanks to Cody. What's up, brother? Anyways, we got to get going, but you've been watching A Lot's Happened Since Yesterday, and we're always bringing you bands that we think deserve to be heard and seen. So don't forget to check out the episodes that we have on our channel, because we have a lot of good bands.
Absolutely.
These guys are among some of the best of them. I love their style. Like I said, it reminds me, 9 Inch Nails. Shit, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That's
total package, dude. Absolute total package.
It was great talking to you, brother.
Yeah.
We'll have you on anytime you want to. The next time you guys release anything, let us know.
For sure, man. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me, man.
Thank you, brother. Ladies and gentlemen.
Nice to meet you, both of us.
Nice to meet you, brother. The band is Zeistencroix. The EP is Cruxi-fction. Did I say that right? No, Cruxi-fction. Cruxi-fction. Yeah. Go support them. Support art. Support artists. My name is Cody Walker.
My name is Ralph Busso, and a lot's happened since yesterday. You guys take care of yourself, be good to each other, be good humans, and remember,
Always
peace!
fucking pull.